The man was summoned to another world as a slave by a young girl, but in the next moment, their positions completely reversed. The slave collar that should have been on him was now around the girl's neck instead. The reason Jack could do this was simple. His account level from his previous life was incredibly high. His reflection ring was particularly legendary. Whoever tried to cast spells on him would have all effects completely reflected back at them. Freshly transported to this world, Jack felt completely bewildered. All he could hear were two girls arguing intensely about which of them should own him. Jack's first thought was to better understand his current situation. As a shut-in, he was terrible at conflict resolution and severely socially anxious. His only experience talking to girls involved being hunted as the Demon King in games, so he attempted to stop their argument using his best Demon King voice. Unexpectedly, it worked remarkably well on the girls. At first he thought he had intimidated them, but the girls were actually shocked that their pet could speak. Ignored, Jack intensified his efforts, commanding them to make peace and shake hands. The result, the girls found their bodies moving against their will. Despite their mental resistance, they instantly shook hands and made peace. Even more bizarrely, slave collars now appeared around all their necks. Jack's reflection ring had activated its effect. Panic swept through the girls. This was too much to process so quickly. It turned out the summoning ritual had included servant binding effects, meaning they were now Jack's slaves. They brought Jack to an inn. Surviving the night was their immediate priority, but the elf girl discovered their budget was insufficient and insisted on sharing a room with Jack. Not to be outdone, the cat-eared girl also demanded to stay with Jack. This angered the cat-eared innkeeper, who nearly threw them all out. With no choice, the three decided to share one room. As Jack gazed at the enormous bed, his imagination began to wander. Suddenly, knocking interrupted his thoughts. The visitor was the Mage Association president, who had come specifically for the cat-eared girl. After witnessing the collars around their necks, he immediately understood the unusual situation. Given their relationship, he normally wouldn't interfere, but this time he begged Jack to let them go. Hearing this, the cat-eared girl looked heartbroken. Sensing something was wrong, Jack pressed for details, but his questioning earned him insults from the president's attendant, who called him rude and ignorant. Though they didn't know it, Jack was actually the Demon King. The attendant froze in terror. Under the president's order, he left angrily. Jack then learned the president wanted to bring the cat-eared girl back to the guild for protection. Apparently she was crucial to this world's stability, though the cat-eared girl ultimately refused. Strangely, no argument ensued. Seeing the cat-eared girl keeping secrets with such a troubled expression, Jack, who always pursued 100% completion in games, couldn't tolerate this. This wasn't just about main storyline progression, it meant missing out on content. Perhaps he needed to manually trigger this event. Jack decided to investigate immediately.
こいつが口を割らんからな。拷問してくる。
But back in their room, she refused to say anything. Left with no alternatives, Jack discovered something strange. Though he merely tried scratching her cat ears playfully, it unexpectedly worked remarkably well. Knowing her weakness, he pressed his advantage. This way he could obtain the information he wanted. As expected, she confessed everything. The cat-eared girl finally revealed her long-hidden secret. Another Demon King was sealed within her body. Everyone feared the seal would break, so they believed only her death could properly capture the Demon King's soul. The Mage Association president was concerned that the Demon King's followers might get to her first. Seeing the dejected cat-eared girl, Jack decided to accept this quest. Hearing Jack's commitment, the cat-eared girl wept with gratitude. She confessed that facing this alone would have been unbearable. As Jack watched in surprise, she gradually wiped away